crosses they land. Open up my chest so I can finally breathe. Stepping on the road, but I suppose we might as well be free in certain company. But doing fine, crosses they land. Open up my chest so I can finally breathe. Stepping on the road, but I suppose we might as well be free. So we find our way back, find our way back, find our way back home. Fools say the currency is king. They don't know a goddamn thing about who we are. What it means is what it's worth. See-through city block the country map. The steering's really not my style. Poached tongue, one more word and you might choke. And they don't know how long the story goes. But we're doing fine, crosses they land. They open up my chest so I can finally breathe. Stepping on the road, but I suppose we might as well be free. So we find our way back home. Candidates on verbal killing spree. Blind sheep fall to their knees. Choose a side, left or right, it's all the same. Passion cloaked in half-truths and lies. Packaged in designer suits and ties to be flipped.
What's up, Bills Mafia? Scott coming at you from 24/7 Buffet in the morning with today's episode of the K-Gun Report. Guys, big win this week. AFC conference game. It mattered. Doesn't matter if it's regular season or playoffs. We beat the Chiefs. We had the recipe this week. What a way to enjoy the bye week. We're going to talk today about the game in review. Jarrod and I gave him the nickname J-Train. You'll see that on his handle when he comes on. But what a game. What a game. Very excited. We'll talk about it. And because it's a bye week, we don't have to talk about the 49ers yet. So we're actually going to go ahead and do pick'ems. You guys can join us. You guys can take our picks if you want and go on FanDuel, DraftKings, or whatever. But we're going to have fun doing it all. And obviously, get that Bills Mafia involved, guys. Get them involved. Let's get the comments. We'll take them. We'll answer your questions. Throw them out there. You guys know how it goes. We'll see you in a second. What's up, Jarrod? What's up, Bills Mafia? Welcome to the K-Gun Report, Tuesday, 8 o'clock, as it always is. We have a fun show today. I'm your host, Scott Scooter. Swank's got today off. He does a fun thing at a local brewery, Mike Night. So he does that on the last Tuesday of every month. So he's having fun doing that. I'm sure he's tuning in. You'll see him chime in with the comments. But I'm host when he's not. Gonna have fun today. Leave some comments, guys. Go comment crazy. We got a lot to talk about. Meet my co-host, my brother, J-Train, Jarrod Reed. What's up? Tell us about it.
Can we do this really quick? I'm always jealous of you and Swank when you do the high five. Slap hands. Ready?
There you
3,
go.
2, 1, go. All right, Scott, you paused on me, but I'm sure you're still there.
I'm here.
No, you notice I was looking right at the camera because Swank made a comment last week of how I'm looking down all the time. Everything is shared before the show started, so we're good to go with that. What a beautiful Tuesday after a beatdown of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sure you've seen it, Scott. Everywhere you see it, Kansas City Chiefs are complaining about something or another thing. I want to throw this out there really quick. The wonderful thing about sports is each year it's a different season.
Mhm.
Buffalo Bills fans, wear it proud. We beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 11 football game. We're better than them right now, right? So I don't care about the past. I don't care about the history or the future. We beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Can't take that away from us. Hey.
There you go. And quite often when your team loses, you tend to go to the past. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills don't have a very great one when it comes to championships or Super Bowls. We do have 2 AFC championships. But if you argue that point, Jarrod, you always get the kickback of that wasn't the NFL back then. Well, it was a professional football team. So we do have 2 championships. We will go there. I'll be remiss if I don't mention we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. So join them on social media platforms. They have a show almost every day out here. Follow our content creators, our live streamers, podcasts. We all do a pretty fun job. We're all like people. We do it all for the fans that are out there that you guys are leaving comments like crazy already. And we are sponsored, and Jarrod pointed up there already, by 26 shirts. There it is. Good job, Jerry. Yeah, hit them up. Update your Bills merch. Go to 26 shirts. Spend your money. It goes to a good cause, helps a Western New York family, and they come up with new content and new stuff on the weekly, if not more often. Right, Jerry?
Absolutely.
All right. We always hit up the comments right off the bat because we want to get you guys involved. And Jarrod, we're already hearing about the SpaghettiOs. So SpaghettiOs, for those of you who don't know it, we've been chugging SpaghettiOs on Sunday sessions since week 1, after week 1, so week 2. So right now we're 8-2 eating the SpaghettiOs. So not only the Bills record good, every score since then, our score this week was 30-21. There's a 0 at the end of one of the scores, and no joke, go back, look at the scores. SpaghettiOs, the power of the O's is in effect. What's up, Patrick Hughes?
Oh.
All right.
Anyway.
Corey Blaine, another O in the score. Yeah, buddy.
There's no more O in the back of that Kansas City Chiefs record either. Boom.
There you go. Drop the mic. Doug Augie, SpaghettiO. Spaghetti, let's go. Oh, I like it.
That's good.
Ellen Lartz comes to us. Hi, Ellen. Let's get cracking to celebrate the win in the Chiefs. Cheers. I got myself a nice little hazy India pale ale, 7.1% right now. So I got it a little slow. What are you drinking?
1792.
What is that?
Whiskey.
Oh, there you go. It's a big gulp for a whiskey. What do you got it mixed with?
Oh, you got your little, oh my gosh, tonic in there.
Oh, whiskey tonic.
Yep.
There you go. So, Ellen, we are cracking. Ellen, are you cracking right now? Doug Augie, Victory Tuesdays are better with the K-Gun Report and the O's. Thank you, Doug. We love coming here. We always tell people, you either come and celebrate or you come and have a therapy session. Mm-hmm. We've been celebrating a lot this year so far.
Do you know what I loved about coming in the show? I don't know if everybody knows this, but the music goes on for a little bit, so we get to listen to music before we jump on here. And even though Swank's not here with us right now talking football with you guys, we get to hear his wonderful voice for the first 5 minutes of the show. Listen to him saying it's awesome, so it gets me pumped. You're here, Swank. You're here.
You are here, buddy. And all the music you hear coming on the K-Gun Report is our friend Swank.
Endless Mountain Derelicts.
Another awesome Victory Tuesday. Hello, Mafia family. What's up, John Johns? Our buddy Josh Cook. What's up, everybody? There you go. Hey, Josh. Josh actually came over to this man cave on Friday. We watched the Tyson Jake Paul fight. Without too many words, Jarrod, did you watch it? What's your take on that?
They both got paid, right? Yep. I think that was the end result that people were looking for. Him saying that he could have beat Tyson in his prime is a joke. We'll never know the answer, but Tyson dodged a lot of those punches that he threw. And back in the day, Tyson was coming back with something else after those dodges. So he could have put him out in his prime probably 10, 15 times. But he held up. He went the whole way. And Mike Tyson is a bad, bad man.
Yep. And a lot of people would say it was obviously Jake Paul, 40 million, Tyson, 20 million. A lot to be said about that. Tyson is a counter-punching maniac. We didn't see much of that. I say it was rigged personally.
Yeah.
My problem is when you got DraftKings and all that stuff putting odds out there, you shouldn't be able to put odds on something that's scripted, correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Paulette Brown, the lovely Paulette. Good evening, my beautiful, wonderful Mafia. Let's go, Buffalo. Bills kick butt against the Chiefs.
Mhm.
They sure did. Keep the O's going because they are going strong. They sure are. Patrick Hughes, what's up? Jarrod, a.k.a. J-Train.
What's
Did you
going
see
on, Patrick Hughes?
Did you see us switch your name, Jarrod?
Yeah, I saw that. So J Train comes. I don't know if you guys remember the running back, Adrian
A-Train.
A Train. They call him A Train from Michigan State, I think. Back in the day, and when I played fullback and linebacker, they used to call me J Train because I was able to dip my shoulder down and kind of run over people. So choot choot. That was fun. The good old days.
Choot, choot. Yeah, the fans watching the show, it's Anthony something. Jarrod was the running back, went to the Chicago Bears. I can't remember.
Thomas?
Maybe. There you go. Patrick Hughes, Derek Swank, have fun, but don't forget your SpaghettiOs. Uncle Jamie says, what's up, Mafia?
What's up?
What's up? This is Sparta. What's up, Buffalo Spartan? What's up, boys? Mafia, mount up. Let's skip here. You guys, wow, I am how many minutes behind, and you guys are just killing it. Joshua Williams, hey, guys, go Bills. What's up, Joshua? Love the picture, the dual color. Jamie, 4th and 2, Josh took care of it. I will have a little we'll have a little conversation about that particular moment of the game. Obviously, the turning point, but I took 2 huge things out of that point. How about that run from JA17? We're running on it. MVP. Harold Fuller. What's up, Harold? Haven't seen you in a bit, bud. Welcome back. Victory bye week.
Heck yeah.
Debacle. Ellen says, yes, I started cracking before the show.
Nice.
I do about a half an hour before the show just to get right. You know what I mean? John's fight. What fight?
Exactly.
Just look, our score this week will be 0-0. True. Joe Monster McDonald. Good evening, fellas. What's up, Joe?
Man, that guy's a high energy man, and I love it. If he doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what will.
Joe, leave your information on the comments there. He has his own show as well.
I think it follows this show. It's on tonight after us. So
Joshua Williams. I wasn't afraid of Freddie or Jason as a kid. I'm afraid of Mike Tyson. Yeah, you always got to be afraid of Mike Tyson. Joey Hatch, Reed brothers. Good day. Look at that. I caught up.
Here we go.
There we go. So Jarrod, Jarrod and the Bills Mafia. Let's talk about this Chiefs game. We're going to call it the game in review. Obviously, keep the comments coming, guys. You have anything you want to talk about, we will talk about it. We don't have a Niner game this week. It's next week, so we have a bye. So we're going to spend about half the show. We're going to break it down offensively and defensively. We're going to split it up rather than just give a quick hit about it. But we wanted to come on and talk to you guys about it because it's a huge, huge victory.
Hey, everybody out there, tag a Kansas City Chiefs fan right now.
And if you're watching, I do have the tracker going by, the ticker on the bottom. This is our 199th show. We will be celebrating this Sunday at 12 o'clock, replacing Sunday sessions because we don't have a pregame. We're going to go live. We're not going on next Tuesday. So if you're watching, we're not going on next Tuesday. It's Thanksgiving week. Swank has Thanksgiving with one side of his family. So obviously family over everything else. So we will be doing a show on Sunday, 12 o'clock, hour and a half. Come and tune in and leave a comment. You might like that, and the two on the show come celebrate with us.
Yeah, so we're working on some things for the Mafia, so stay tuned. So game in review, Jarrod, 30-21. I believe it was a game we could finally say start to finish. The Buffalo Bills showed up. A pretty consistent game. I mean, we didn't blow everybody out of the water every play, but it was good drives, good defense. All phases of the game came together. Not a lot of penalties. The offense, obviously, we came running in without Keon Coleman. We came in without Kincaid, our starting right tackle, and Spencer Brown. We can go on and on with the injuries. Amari Cooper was playing with his glove half taped, his hand half casted with his fingers poking out. We were in rough shape, but we came ready to play. Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs had their own injuries in their own right, but we're biased with our home team. We always count out who didn't play. What's your take? How did our offense fare? I mean, we all saw it on film, but what are your takes of this offense this week? Yeah, I think that first pass to Cooper, him catching it one-handed, proves that he's had issues with dropping the ball, but he caught the ball pretty easily with that one hand. Right off the bat, I think that set a tone. They went back to that play a couple times throughout the game. He made, I think, 2 out of 3 of those catches, which is great. It tells people that you have to be ready for that outside fade or the outside go pattern with anybody. The offense, I love the fact James Cook and Ray Davis didn't have the greatest day in the world, but Brady kept sprinkling in those runs a little bit to keep the teams honest, and I think that was simply amazing. The interior line of this Kansas City Chiefs is tough, especially with Jones. So I was waiting for a pop run all night. I was like, he's going to pop one. He's going to pop one. Never happened, but it kept that defensive line honest, and which allowed for the passing. I know, did Allen get sacked once? I think he got sacked.
Or I can look it up. I'll look it up. Right. I got it.
But Allen was pretty much clean.
No sacks.
Nothing. Okay. So he was clean all night. And I think the running game that they sprinkled in helped keep people off of him. We had a new right tackle out there that showed that this Bills GM and head coach and these guys that are scouting these linemen for the future, that they're picking up good backups too. And so this guy made his first start and he just showed out, and I loved it. Osiris Torrance held his own against Jones. It's funny watching because Baldinger did breakdowns of Osiris Torrance and he was blocking them. And it's funny how some linemen, like, they jump back, like they get pushed back, but then they get their base. And it's no wonder you don't see linemen blowing their knees more often. But Osiris Torrance just did it. The line, watching the line during Baldinger's review, they have their responsibilities and they were popping them every chance they could get. And it was beautiful to watch. And that's what kept Allen where he was at, clean all day. And I absolutely loved it. Yeah, Scott, we didn't score on every possession like you wanted to, but 30 points is 30 points. I don't think the Chiefs had let up 30 points since last year, week 10. So,
no, the Chiefs are scoring 24 points a game and they were 9-0. So obviously everybody else was below that. I believe they were 22 points they're giving up.
So our offense did what they had to do without the people you mentioned earlier. And we have a bye week. They're going to get healthy, and then watch out.
Love that you brought that up. Mary Jane Brown Hughes mentions Cooper's interview talked about the vibes of this team is the best. If you haven't done it, go to the Buffalo Bills website. It's also on Twitter. I can't remember who was sharing the videos, but he does have a nice little insight of how this Buffalo Bills team works together. He's telling us how the players are outside of the practice and games, hanging out with each other. It's a different vibe. And I know you hear this about a lot of new players, but Cooper is not someone that comes out and talks to the media. He's a very quiet, humbled guy, and he's someone that's just going to call it how it is. And that was a nice interview. Corey Blaine's with you. Bye week came at the right time, Jarrod. We get to break down now to get everyone healthy, for sure. Alan Lartz and Mahomes was pouting on the bench. Some people say the Kels, and it's pronounced Kels, right, Jarrod?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. I think there's a show, the Kelsey show, where they mentioned it. Why did Dad change it to Kelsey? And he was just tired of changing people's way of saying it. So their last name is actually Kels. They were upset they didn't get treated the royalty. Yeah, crazy. We'll talk about the defense here, but crazy how the defense performed against some of the top guys. D-line did a good job. You're right, Jamie Norson. There we go. Eli said he's on vacation. Take a vacation. That's Eli's mom, Lori. What's up, Eli? And Paulette says Milano coming back. He is the 21 practice window thingy-majiggy. So there's been rumors he'll be back for the Niners. And since we're talking about Milano real quick, we're not going to go into defense yet because I want to give my offensive take. With Jarrod, if Milano comes back, what the hell happens to Dorian Williams and or Bernard? You got to think Bernard's going to be a starter and Dorian's going to spell him, but what's going on there? It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, these guys have been tackling machines. It's going to, I think, basically come down. If you think Milano's going to play a high percentage of snaps the first couple weeks he's back, I think you'd be wrong. I think he's going to be situational football. What is it, though? If it's his knee, do you want him out there covering people or do you want him on the rundown? So I think.
Remember, it's his bicep.
Yeah. Oh, bicep. That's right. The knee was before. He came back from that and then tore his bicep. There's been. If you go on, there's the thigh doctor on X. There's all these doctors that look at it. And the big thing, if you're talking about the knee, is before the season started, they were still questioning because there was still movement and a little limp in his swagger there. But now that he's back, that seems to disappear. So now it's more of the bicep that we're worried about. And he'll probably wear a brace for that. But if his knee is 90 to 100%, we might see him out there a lot of times. But I would think it's going to be more situational football for now, and it might be the passing downs.
Yep. So he doesn't have to come up and meet a guard somewhere. You're right.
Yep.
And that contraption on his arm is going to be something that does not let him overextend or overflex, correct?
Yep. Right. Yep. It'll keep it so the muscles don't overexert and the joints don't overexert. And that bicep, we don't want that to get injured again. But like I said, our linebackers have been playing legit ball, putting their helmet on the ball, getting to it. Situational football, I think you'll see a nice package coming out during the pass downs. And we want Milano on those pass downs. He's an animal.
Yep. So I'm going to get my offensive takes, Jarrod, and I'll probably bring it back to you while I'm going over because I had a handful of things I was very impressed with. And the biggest thing will be the end. We'll talk about that 4th and 2 and all that stuff. Lori brings it up, Cyborg. Baldinger called the man of the game, I believe, in Osiris Torrance. He was calling him Cyborg. One-on-one matchups against Jones. That's ballsy, not only for McDermott and Cromer, the offensive line coach, but ballsy for Torrance if he came in saying, I can handle this man, because it was something that was set right off the bat, Jarrod. Right from the game start, it was one-on-one. So that is something that's planned for. His low center of gravity makes it very difficult to move, and he just stalemated him every time. Love it.
Beautiful.
Torrance killed it. I do want to say the backup, Ryan Vandermark, the right tackle. I had Richard Garage being the right tackle. My apologies. I'll eat crow for that. But Vandermark came in, guys, and it wasn't just Jones that was being manhandled. Carl Laftis, that defensive end, outside linebacker, that always seems to get some sort of play, make some sort of play, whether it's a tipped ball, a fumble, a sack. He's somewhere in there at least once or twice a game, and he was quieted pretty good. The last thing I want to talk about, offense, is the understanding, and I felt this pretty shortly after that touchdown run, and it's not something that they ran a touchdown, so I think it was an amazing thing, but it was two things that I noticed. Bills fans, not only Bills fans, but everybody in NFL, how many times do we see end of the game, especially this year? There was a stat out there that said 1-point games or 1-score games, if you flipped them around, the Chiefs would be 2-7. But that just shows you how many of these games, Jarrod, does a team have like the last drive to either put the game away, kick a field goal to go up by 4, 5, or 6 points, or kick a field goal to go up by 1 or 2 points, just to let Mahomes come in and have that final drive. How many that had out of their 9-0 games? I would say it happened 7 times this year. I mean, I am wrong, I know that, but it seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we get this on this last drive. We get this 3rd and 2 situation, and I wasn't a big fan of the run that was called. Obviously, we got stalemated. But that's neither here nor there. I said I don't run here anyways, especially if you're going to go for it twice.
They run it because they know they're going for it, though.
I know, but play action would have been nice. But like I said, that's a hindsight.
Yeah.
We got stalemated, and there was a situation where it became 4th and 2, and we saw Josh Allen stay out there, and there 2 things happened here. And this is what Bills fans got to be excited about. 2 things happened. Running through McDermott's mind, he's got to understand, hey, this has happened to the NFL and us plenty of times. We're going to kick a field goal. We're only going to go up by 6 points, and Mahomes is going to have the ball in the last drive. Or block field goal, because God forbid anything wasn't going to happen the Chiefs' way. So McDermott was aggressive finally and said, hey, we're going to go for it. And that was a move I thought the coaching decision of the game was to go for it on 4th and 2. Don't go up by 6 points. Let's go up by 2 scores. And so the rest obviously was the play call, which is funny because Joe Brady came out, Jarrod, and said that the play call was a play call for man-on-man defense. And the Chiefs dropped back in the zone, which obviously we saw Josh Allen throw the ball to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pulled him.
Not only did it pull him, but he was hoping for man, and it wasn't a man, so he held it. So what happens with zone is you take your read steps up and then you drop back, right? You don't have to cover anybody. So everybody dropped back. The blocking was there. And for a split second, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, Josh Allen is like, I'm tired of leading these game-tying, go-ahead run games just to have my defense or depend on somebody else to finish this game. Boom. I'm fucking running it. I'm getting this first down, and I'm scoring a touchdown. And those are the 2 things that I noticed in this game was McDermott's balls to go for it and say it's not going to be in Mahomes and Andy Reid's hands. And it was Josh Allen saying, I'm tired of doing what I do every game just to have these guys come and skunk us at the end. So two big things. Loved it. Loved every second of it. And the Bills deserved this win, and they played their asses off.
Yeah, it was fantastic. 4th and 2 when he snuck up that right side. I was happy because I knew he was going to get the first down. I was like, yes, he got the first down.
Yep.
And then he kept going. And you really see the size of this man when he's running down the field, when you got these corners and safeties trying to square up and hit him. And he's like, they're at his chin. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It clicked. He took off, not stopping him. The Bills beat the Chiefs by more than one score. How often does that happen?
For sure. Corey wants to know, Lori, if Eli got Niners tickets yet. For those of you who don't know, Swank and I and Corey are going to the 49ers game, Sunday Night Football game. Josh Cook is going with us. But we're trying to meet as many of you guys there as possible. We'll probably get there around 3, 4 o'clock, which will give us about 3 hours to walk around, drink, and mingle, right? Drink and mingle. That should be a shirt idea, right? John Johnson, sprinkle him in until he gets comfortable. He's talking about Milano.
Milano, yep.
Did you see the face mask never called?
Yep.
Yep. There's a face mask that wasn't called. There was a clear drop that New York should have called in and confirmed.
That was under 2 minutes.
Yeah, it should have been something that was yeah, that was ridiculous.
That's what kind of annoys me about that missed face mask, Paulette, is that was at the ball. The guy had the ball. People are looking at him. It was the point of contact penalty right there, right? Because that if it's away from the play, I understand if they miss it. But this was the play. Obvious, got his fingers in there, yanked his head back, his head even yanked back. I mean, at the end of the day, we scored. I think we drove down and scored on that drive, a field goal. Was that right before halftime, maybe? But no, we ended up with points, but we could have ended up with more, but you never know what's going to happen. But I don't know. I don't understand how they missed those plays. If you're able to call down from New York to make a last-second change, a face mask, I think, is not that's not a in-the-moment call. You know what I mean? That's not a human error call. That is an actual face mask. Call the penalty.
And it's not a prove it thing. It's not, well, we need to, it needs to be, yeah.
His intent, it's not an intention thing. It was his hands grabbed the face mask. That's a penalty.
End of story. Shush, Corey, it's not in the budget. Eli's not making money off his Eli moments there, lockdown? Oh, not yet. Daniel Green from Facebook. Welcome, Daniel. Chiefs have gotten lucky several times this year. Like I said, Daniel, there was that stat that showed out of 1-score games, and it flipped everybody, not just them. The Bills would be 6-4, and the Chiefs would be 2-7. Crazy to think about.
Daniel Green is my neighbor with Melissa and their kiddos over there. We went and watched the game over there this weekend. Just a quick little shout out to Dan. Hey, Dan, thanks for watching. They
just yelled out your window.
Hey, Dan. So they have this huge food display every game, and what they do is they spin a wheel, and whatever it lands on, like a player, they pick their favorite foods and they cook it. So this past week, Swank would love it. It was Bruce Smith. You know what Bruce Smith's favorite food is? Baked spaghetti. I'm not going to let you guess. Baked spaghetti. So Melissa baked spaghetti and all these other things, and we just had a Bruce Smith meal. It was great. This week coming up, because it's bye week, they're going to be doing Fred Jackson meals.
Oh, what's Fred Jackson's favorite meal?
Pizza.
Huh. There you go. There you go. You guys are kicking ass in the comments. I see them all coming in. We got 607 of you guys watching live. What time are we at, brother? I want to make sure that we
got about 34 minutes left.
All right, so let's transition to the defense. Lots to talk about as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, Milano's not there. Dwayne Carter, again, injuries. But I said on Sunday sessions, Jerry, this is possibly the closest look we're going to see if the Bills stay healthy, what their starting defense is going to look like the rest of the season. And boy, were we not disappointed. How do you feel they did? I mean, obviously, we won the game, only allowing 21 points. What's your take on this, brother?
They let other people beat them besides Kelsey and Worthy and Mahomes. So the run game, we kind of knew they didn't have Pacheco. We knew they didn't have Pacheco, who's a legit running back in the NFL. But they game planned, I think, around Kelsey. I think he had 3 targets. One was an interception towards him. He had 2 catches for 10 yards. He was pretty much held in check all night. Mm-hmm. The other tight end they had did score 2 touchdowns, but we'll let him beat us if Mahomes is going to throw it to him. But I think this defensive plan was great. If you look at the numbers, I think this is the most Mahomes was pressured all season with a high rate, I think, of close to 50%. 50% of his pass plays, he was pressured. And then when you add the
Just
running
with that
into it,
front four too, right?
yeah, yep. And you add to the run game, the pressure on the run game was at 67%. So the Bills front line, front four, and the linebackers pressured Mahomes all day. Started right off with that interception, ended with an interception. Yeah, and he wasn't gap responsibility. If you go back and watch these guys push the pocket, they weren't leaking anywhere. They made Mahomes have to go outside. And then that first sack that Bernard had, that was like magic in motion. The pocket collapsed down, and then as soon as Mahomes took off, Bernard was right on his ass and tackled him. So
that was a
defense played
great
well.
defensive call. We didn't see
Yes.
Spy a lot. We didn't see a Spy a lot that game, but it looks like Bernard was spying him in that particular play. So it
That
was,
looked like a very good spy. Yep.
Babbage didn't do much of telling what his defense was going to do on Sunday, which is what you got to do in the NFL.
Yep. And Worthy had a good game. He got open a couple deep times. His inexperience kind of led him to a couple misfortunes, like he stepped out of bounds on one of those plays that could have been a big one for them. But nothing deep over the middle again. It was all the outside. And I think these safeties that we have are playing legit football, very good football. And this defensive line's just starting to eat now and start to understand and respect each other a little bit more. And it happens, it builds through the year, and they're just playing lights out football. And we just got to continue play your what Bill Belichick used to say, do your job. And I think that's exactly what this defense is doing. Do your job, and we're 9-2 of it because of it.
So I got a question for you, Jarrod. It's for the Mafia, obviously listening with the comments. We know Andy Reid is an amazing offensive coordinator. We know Andy Reid is someone that makes adjustments on the fly and big time adjustments in the second half. We know that because of not only the past seasons, but what he's done this year in the second half to win these one-score games. Knowing that in the draft, the Buffalo Bills traded the Chiefs, and the Chiefs went ahead and drafted Xavier Worthy. Now, there's not only play call games you play, but there's head games. That one drive, Worthy had 4 catches, a ton of yards, and basically all his catches, and a touchdown. Do you think that, I can't really remember if it was the first drive or the second drive, but do you think that was a way to kind of flex the muscle a little bit, Andy Reid, and kind of getting into the subconscious mind of the coaching staff to try to get that edge to just say, hey, the guy you gave us is who we're going to win with? Do you think that was any of that was played in there? That was my first thought.
Because the guy we got didn't play.
Right. I mean,
if our guy was playing, then it would have been a different story. Because I feel if Keon was playing, this game would have been probably messier. Not messier in a bad way, but it would have been more than 30 points scored for the Bills, I think. We forget, just to jump back, Curtis Samuel had a hell of a game too. He's had a second week in a row where he's started out fast. He's got good catches and stuff like that. So he's starting to get a little fire in his ass. So he's starting to get a little bit going, and that's what we need this time of year. But
I mean, 5 catches on 6 targets and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty impressive night.
Yeah. Yep. No, but I think if Keon Coleman was playing, I think it would have been a little trash talk. But if before this game, I think Keon still had his number so far this year.
Okay. I'm with you too. I think the stats will show that, and the important moments of every game show that. Xavier Worthy had that first game that was lights out, but he's been pretty silent since.
Mm-hmm.
But no, when I saw that drive, 4 catches, I mean, they were eyeing him and he scored. I was like, that's Andy Reid trying to play head games with the coach and try to get above them on that one.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite handles here.
Chicken Wing.
Facebook. Chicken Wing. What's
Go,
up? What's up, Chicken Wing? All right, Jared, just like before, I'm going to throw out my info. If you want to add in, you add in. Defense dominated. 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, more importantly, 4 forced punts. That of which, and I'm getting this third part of the game in there, Jared. Oh, excuse me. That of which we averaged, let me pull up the number here. The guy that they grabbed from the Jets, we averaged 14 yards.
Codrington?
A punt return.
Mm-hmm. He almost broke one too.
That's 56 yards, guys. That's half the football field. So those 4 punts were very important, obviously, because we stopped the offense, but we made the most of them. And on top of that, we forced 5 out of 10 third down conversion fails. And of one of those third downs that were failed, they went for it on 4th down, and we stopped them. We got the turnover on down. So every aspect of the defense was dominant. They showed up. They did great. Turnovers, 2 sacks, and Ariza punted a bunch of times. You mentioned before, Jarrod, but I'm going to throw D-Hop in there too. Combined for 5 catches and 37 yards. That is kudos to Rasul Douglas, Benford, who's still PPR or PPF ranked the top corner in the league, and he's playing as advertised. And we got to throw in Taron Johnson. And like I said, my X factor on Sunday sessions was the linebackers. Dorian Williams didn't have a shitload of tackles, but the proof is in the pudding with the amount of catches that these tight ends had and the catches over the middle. D-Hop and Kelsey were held to minimal performance. And that is big time kudos to Babich for designing a defense that would prevent that. But obviously the players have to play. And boy, oh boy, did they light it up. I also had that worthy drive that was pretty impressive. And that's all I had on defense. Our front four guys, they showed up. The numbers aren't going to be on paper. You're not going to see it in the box score, what Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver did in the middle there. You're right, Jarrod. The edge with Russo, Miller, and all that coming around the edge, they weren't flying. They weren't over pursuing. They created that edge where Mahomes had to – there were some points where you just saw his big helmet moving forward and everything crushed down on him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how you do it. How many times have we gotten burnt by Mahomes sneaking up the middle, running like a child who stole something from you in his diaper just to slide and get like 30 yards? I mean, it happens against the Bills with Mahomes, and they prevented that at all costs. Great defensive performance.
I must say, too, something I mentioned last Tuesday that they had to do is not leave their feet when Mahomes did fakes, and they didn't. They slowed down. They broke down and lowered their hips, but they never left their feet. And I think on the first or second drive when they got out and let Ariza punt, Epinesa even, we can't not mention him because he was a legit game changer, too. He knocked the ball down. He had a tip ball. Scott, we mention it all the time. Sacks are great. Bruce Smith's got 200 sacks, the greatest NFL defensive end ever. That will never be touched, I don't think, with this NFL nowadays. But Von Miller, even though he got one sack, he got one, was wrecking the game.
Yep.
When he was demanding double teams, he was spinning inside, outside. His success rate, if you look at the PFF, was high. Russo's was high. It's just the numbers that you don't see. But if you look in the back drop with the interceptions and all that stuff, you'll see them there. But the guys up front don't get much credit for it unless you're a football guy and you understand that, right? But they played lights out. It was awesome to see. When you're playing a guy like Mahomes and you could shut him out, there's no quarterback out there that you can't not do that to.
Right. And I like how you mentioned the stats. I mean, linebackers are going to get tackles, corners and safeties are going to get tackles, interceptions. But when you see a defense dominating and you don't hear about the defensive linemen, it's the stat that they don't get. Those 2 interceptions were because of the linemen. The lack of yards was because of the defensive linemen. A lot of that stuff starts up front. And we always say the defensive line does good, the linebackers will do good. If the linebackers do good, it all is a pattern, a domino effect, and that's how our defense is successful. And if our defensive line can continue doing what they're doing, I tell you what, let's get these comments. I'm a fan of Daniel Reed right now. Daniel, my son's name is Danny, so I wouldn't put it past Andy Reid and the Chiefs to show off their draft picks. He agrees with me, Jarrod. See him?
Got a good head on his shoulders, that Dan Green.
Dan Green. Is he related to the Green family on the cartoon, The Greens? Didn't hear much out of Kels either. Nope, you didn't. Did not. And he's been the number one target. And Jarrod, I think I recall you saying something along the lines of him having almost double the amount of catches.
Double the targets and catches as the next guy, Xavier Worthy. Yep. So it's not like Kels wasn't used the previous 10 games.
Right.
He's been a staple. He's been Mahomes' safety net, and he came away with 1 or 2 catches.
Right. Doug Augie says they're scheming Samuel better, giving him in space.
Perfect.
Need to stop trying to get him in the tunnel screen. I like that take. I mean,
Shakir in the tunnel screen.
Yes. I was going to say, we had mentioned before in previous shows that Joe Brady sometimes gets into a cluster effect where he'll run 2 or 3 screens in like a 7 to 8 play period. You can't do that. And I know when it works, you want to go back to it and say, oh, this fun thing works. But it seems like right now Shakir is the only one that's been really successful with it. I'm not going to say you should just stick with Shakir doing it because then you'll get predictable, but maybe don't get into the pattern of falling in the clustering these screens and surprise Samuel in there. He's a screen guy. He's done it in Carolina. He did it in Washington. He can do it, but don't make it obvious.
Do you know why Shakir? We talk about it every week when Shakir just performs like a monster. Shakir has that low sense of gravity. He has the hit balance.
Yep.
That's a guy you want in the screen because if a guy's getting the ball quick, he's got to be able to get upfield. But if he does get hit, he can stay balanced. He's the perfect guy for it. I think it took a little bit of time for Brady to understand that because, last year it was Diggs they were trying to get it to because we got to give Diggs the ball. He's a playmaker. Curtis Samuel is a guy who's done it in the past, but then it didn't work in the first couple of weeks of the season. Let's try Shakir. Oh, my God. Shakir is the perfect guy for this. Mm-hmm. And even our tight ends, Dalton Kincaid was getting those screens and Knox. So I think they're finding their way to week 12. What better time to find your way than right now and keep going with it?
I mean, I love Shakir. Shakir right now reminds me of a Heinz Ward, a Steve Smith, the low center, the thicker low center of gravity kind of wide receivers that tend to have that knack to lean forward and bounce off tackles. He's doing great. I wouldn't say he's an unsung hero because he's putting up hero numbers and we're recognizing.
Yeah. We see you. We see you, Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, we do. Still take Coleman over Worthy every time. You gotta. It's not just a scheme fit. Worthy would get lost on our offense. We don't have space. We don't have an offensive play calling system that asks for Worthy to do what they. I don't even think the Chiefs know what to do with him, to be honest with you. Shout out to Jordan Phillips. Did you guys see his game day outfit? Yes.
Kermit the Frog.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, if it said something up the front here, but it was
I couldn't tell what it.
Frog.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he was trolling.
Ellen Lart, Scott, as far as Worthy after the series where he was a focus, he really disappeared. He sure did. Patrick Hughes, let's also give a shout out to Samuel because he has stepped up the last. He has. We were concerned there for a minute that Samuel was. He's there. He signed a 3-year contract and getting good money, so I'm glad to see that happen. Front four did show up. They did, Christian. Welcome, my friend. Paulette Brown, Kelsey caught one ball the whole time. He sure did. Adam Barasco, what's up, Adam? Hey, guys, sorry I'm late. The offense line played great. Not sure if you touched on that. They did. We focused on Osiris Torrance and what's the other guy's name, Jarrod? Vandermark. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Giving you a hint there.
Joe Monster, good show as always, fellas. Got to get ready.
Go get it, Joe.
Go get raunchy. Go get it, Joe. Exactly. Guys, shitload of comments as always. We're going to transition to the pick'ems real quick, Jarrod. We got 20 minutes, so we got a minute, but you can't skip out on the comments with these guys, right? Brasco, Kincaid gets tunneled.
Screens too, yep. Yep, Scott, I think you're paused out there. So I'll continue. I think I can select these, right? Kincaid gets on screen too. Yep, I mentioned that. Kincaid and Dawson Knox are legit screen guys too. Maybe this whole thing paused. I can't select anything. All right. TV timeout. Wait for us, Bills Mafia. We'll be right back. Let me just contact Scott. I might be the one that's out though, but we'll see. I'm actually, if I'm the one talking, you guys, I hope I'm not talking over Scott. I'm gonna go silent for a second, but we will be right back. You good, Jarrod? Okay, so you hear me? All right, Scott will be right back. But I can't click these. Usually you can click these. Okay, yep. So Kincaid gets the tunnel screens a lot too. We love seeing that. Them usually utilizing their tight ends. That's freaking great. We love it. Any way they can get those two beasts involved, it's just going to open up for the rest of it for everybody else. Let's see here. Shakir has been great. Shakir has been not an unsung hero. He's been there for the last 2 years, and we know what kind of game plan, what kind of catch security he brings for Allen. I think he's got the highest rated catch percentage in the NFL last year for sure, but this year as well too. Paulette, thank you. You're good. Scott frozen, but J Train's still good. We could see you, Jarrod. I can see you, Adam. Netflix buffering matrix. Yeah, that's the biggest flaw that we saw during the fight Friday night was Netflix was pausing everything, and the guys in the comments for the Facebook, there he is, were commenting about how Netflix was pausing. And if you guys have Spectrum does it for every football game I watch, so it didn't throw me off at all. Welcome back, Scott.
Oh, man. That was weird. Were you on the whole time still?
Yeah, I
think we
kept
lost
talking. I
anybody.
figured you were gone, and then the beautiful
Can you
Bills
hear me?
Mafia let me know. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Unmute me. Get your stuff situated here.
All
Let's
right.
see
Well,
some talking notes here.
Okay.
Does anybody, you guys want to talk about
All right.
anybody else?
Keep going, brother.
The Bills had a great offense and defensive scheme. We must touch a little bit on Tyler Bass. Tyler Bass did miss that first extra point. It's one of those things where I was listening to WGR earlier that day, and this is a game where you can't miss those points, right? But he missed that point, and I was throughout the whole game, I'm like, is that one point going to come back and haunt us? But I think he came back and he proved himself right before halftime when he put us up with a field goal, and obviously we came back the second half and kind of took off there. Scott's tired, tapped out. He is back. Love Douglas talking smack to Mahomes. That was great. They're trying to draw him off sides. Then Mahomes ran to the sideline, and then he ran upfield like he was gonna get a pass to him or something like that, and he pretty much talked smack. Then he looked at the sideline, talked smack to them too. It was great.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you see me? Yeah, I can hear you. See ya.
Yeah, I can see you too.
Okay.
I think you're good now, bro.
Nice.
You have anything else about the game you want to talk about?
Ran in the house. The internet didn't black out or anything, so I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, guys. Anything else I want to talk about? No, I think we're good. Bills 9-2 going into the bye week. I love late bye weeks, so this is time to heal up and get ready for the 49ers.
9-2, baby.
For sure, guys. Sorry about that little bit of a hiccup, but it is what it is. Thanks, Jarrod. How'd you do?
I don't know if everyone knows, but I used to host this show back in the day, so I was able to continue with it a little bit, and hopefully I held true to the colors of the red, white, and blue, and the beard. So,
yeah. Well, I just lost you too. So if you can hear me, just keep talking. Yep. We can see and hear you. Thanks, Adam.
All right, just get to the game. Can you hear me yet?
I got you.
All right.
So what we're going to do now, guys, let's go 15 minutes. We have 15 minutes, and obviously jump in. We are going to do week 12 pick'ems. Obviously, we don't have a game to talk about. So we will talk about the rest of them. And it won't be long, guys, till you can look up at 24/7 Buff. I can hear you.
Okay.
There you go. It won't be long till we start throwing out their playoff scenarios. Obviously, the best way to the playoffs is through your division. The Bills are handling division right now. I think if we win our next two games, Jarrod, we automatically win the AFC East, which is good. But number one seed right now is in our grasp. So it's one of those things where we control our own destiny. We do what we got to do. We got a bunch of tough games coming up. We got the Lions, we got the Niners, and we hope that Kansas City loses one more. Tiebreaker goes to us. We got 15 minutes to go over these games, Jarrod. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that are division matchups, and we tend to see the division matchups towards the end of the season. Obviously, we play the Patriots 2 times in the last 3 weeks, but it is what it is. The NFL seems to always do that to us. Do you have our records right now as far as it goes as pick'ems?
I do. We have Jarrod holding on first place at 39-21, Scott 38-22, Swank 37-23.
Oh boy. Well, this is gonna mash it up a little bit, I believe, Jarrod. We're gonna pick how many of these games are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
13.
13 games. So someone's gonna make some space unless we all pick the same thing, obviously. Jarrod does have Swank's pick, so we're not cheating Swank out of this. So if you got something to say about the game, throw it out there in the comments, fellas and ladies. But we're going to pick them. And if you trust us that much, go ahead, go to FanDuel and do a parlay with all these 13 games. You'll win big money regardless. Let's start off with Thursday night. This is the first divisional matchup game of the week. This is the 8-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. Surprising 8-2 as far as I'm concerned versus the not surprising Cleveland Browns, who are 2-8. Obviously on this show, Swank and I always go against Cleveland. Jarrod, do you do that as well?
No, I picked Cleveland a couple weeks ago. They won.
Okay. So the thing is we will be doing an overrated show one of these days. The team that we feel is the most overrated. I believe Swank believes Pittsburgh's one of those. I am not quite there. They always know how to win those tough games, and Tomlin always has the recipe.
Tomlin knows
So
how to do it.
who you got, brother? It's a 8:15 Thursday night football game. Pittsburgh is going to Cleveland with a backup quarterback. Pittsburgh's obviously got Wilson. What's it look like to you?
Pittsburgh. I'm going to keep them short and sweet. Pittsburgh's got it, and so does Swank. Swank's got Pittsburgh winning too.
There you go.
So
Charlotte's got
Wolves.
Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Adam's got Pittsburgh. Joshua Williams says Browns with the upset. Yeah.
Could happen.
It would be. It for sure would be. I got Pittsburgh winning this game as well. So no one's making any.
Bills Mafia, the Pittsburgh Steelers do have a nice, hearty record, but this last week was the first time they played a division game against the Ravens. Their next 5,
I know, right? That was a long time.
Their next 5 out of 6 games are division games. So we're gonna find out quick if the Steelers are legit or not.
Division ones are tough ones, man.
Yep.
I don't care if you're 0-10 or you're 10-0. Those games always come. They're always tough because you face each other so much. John's Pittsburgh, Paulette Pittsburgh, Patrick Hughes Schittsburg, Corey Blaine Pittsburgh. Let's move on. Sunday we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1:00 games. Divisional rival, the 8-2 Minnesota Vikings versus the 4-6 Chicago Bears. The Bears got snuffed. I got a good buddy, Dave Cruz of mine, came and his family came out to watch the Bills game. Obviously, they rooted on the Bills. He might become a Bills fan, but he came over following that Chicago loss. And let me tell you, we put back some whiskeys, which is, Jared, those old fashions that I'm making are pretty sweet. Who you got, the 8-2 Minnesota Vikings or Chicago playing at home?
Yeah, I have Chicago. I know Chicago has a little sentimental feeling with you because you got a couple friends too, and I got a buddy that used to root on Chicago, was a Chicago fan. So I know Minnesota's tough, but I'm going to have Chicago winning this game.
You're right. Dave Cruz and Ryan Lord are both Chicago Bears fans. I can't. Nothing's going right for them, and Minnesota's on a hot ticket. 8-2. I got Minnesota going.
Swank has Minnesota.
Charlotte also. There you go. Swank's a smart man. Paulette's got Vikings. Charlotte's got Vikings.
A lot of Vikings.
Patrick Hughes Vikings. Augie Vikings. John's Vikings. Patrick says Vikings D is good. It is good. And they lost a couple people to other teams this past year. So next. A Super Bowl hope. Super Bowl hope for Buffalo Bills matchup. Detroit versus Bills would be an amazing Super Bowl. We do get to preview that in Detroit in the next couple weeks coming. That's going to be a tough matchup, but they can suck. Their quarterback 2 weeks ago had 5 interceptions and they still won a game, Jared. 9-1 Detroit going to Indianapolis, the 5-6 Colts. Who you got?
Detroit's tough. I still got Detroit. I like Campbell as their coach, high energy guy. There's not much to dislike about him. So Detroit winning this one.
Man, stud backfield and Jamar Gibbs and Montgomery, and obviously good wide receivers and Amon St. Brown and Williams, and Goff is throwing it to him. And that defense is tough even without Hutchinson. I am also going Detroit beating Indianapolis.
And Swank is too. Swank picks Detroit.
There you go. Detroit Augie. Detroit is nasty. They is. Corey Blaine, Lions. Joshua Williams, Lions. John's Lions. Patrick Hughes, Lions. Charla, Lions. Paulette, Lions. This is crazy. This is easy, says Adam Barasco. Detroit.
Thanks, Adam. Detroit in the house. No, Adam,
yeah,
that's
right.
fine. You can
so,
say
Jared,
Detroit.
hell yeah. Divisional game.
Yep.
AFC East. And again, we mentioned best way through the AFC is winning. Best way to the playoffs is winning your division. So we got the 3-8 Patriots going to Miami, the 4-6. So logistics will tell you New England win, right?
That's who you want to win.
That's what they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Because I lost Jared.
I'm still there.
But I've done this before. Jared, I've lost RT before, and I say I lost him, and he's still on. It might be me. Go ahead and go back out and come back in if you have to. But I am going to go ahead and pick Miami. I got Miami winning this one. They're playing at home. They're both bad, and they're both rebuilding. They both suffer from injuries. Let's go Miami Dolphins on this one for sure. Charla. The Dolphins. Patrick Hughes says, I hate this. I picked the Dolphins. I will never pick the Patriots. There you go. Joshua Williams says Patriots. Adam Barasco also says Patriots. It's splitting right down the middle here. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. Obviously, we've mentioned divisional games are the way they are. You prepare against these guys twice. You lose to them or win to them. You still got to make adjustments. Definitely going to be a tough game. Going to be a fun one to watch if you watch at 1 o'clock game. But I don't know. Here comes Jarrod back in there. Patriots, Miami. Jarrod, go.
So for the Bills to make it to the playoffs and win the division, it's a series of 2. So the Bills win 2 or the Miami loses 2 throughout the whole rest of the season, right? So it doesn't matter. So they're probably going to most likely make it. I like the word tie. Doug, I like tie. But I have Miami winning this one over New England.
John says Fins. Corey says Fins. Paulette Fins. Adam Barasco likes the way Drake May looks.
Mm-hmm. He's a nice.
Get him some protection
Allen-esque type. Scott, who'd you pick?
I picked Miami.
Miami.
Both are playing better last few games. They definitely are. They definitely are. Tampa Bay versus the Giants. Who? Did I see the Giants GM just got fired?
Yes, he did.
Okay, that's very interesting. Tampa Bay 4-6. They're better than their record, playing against a 2-8. Giants are falling apart. Garbage fire. I'm going Tampa Bay with this one. Jarrod traveling to New York.
Swank picked New England, and then he picked Tampa Bay for this game. I'm picking Tampa Bay, so we're all 3 for Tampa Bay.
There you go. Big divisional matchup. The 3-7 Dallas Cowboys. Their ceiling's falling apart. Their team's falling apart. Their quarterback's injured for the season. They're doing tour guides during practices, during workouts, all that stuff. Jerry Jones has got to get the hell out of there. Versus Washington.
To the Commanders. Hail. Go Washington.
Go Washington. I'm the same. There's a difference between bad teams and
Washington.
There's difference between bad teams and like garbage fire teams, and the Dallas Cowboys are one of those teams that just they're not going to recover anytime soon.
No, I saw a special on the Dallas Cowboys a couple months ago, and it's the fact that every season it's Dallas has got the legit team to take it to the Super Bowl, and people are starting to realize that Jerry Jones is really not the greatest talent for getting players there and all that stuff. He's a great salesperson, a great camouflage person. He can tell you, he could sell you a woman a white dress, wearing a ketchup popsicle wearing a white dress. I think that's the thing.
White gloves.
Yep. But Jerry Jones is kind of being figured out that he's not really, he's a great promoter, but he's not a good businessman. And this, if you like the Cowboys at 6-10, don't like us when we're 7-10. I don't know what the saying is, but it's becoming a joke over there. Dak Prescott's a nice guy to be likable. Back when Ezekiel Elliott there, I liked those two when they first came there, but Jerry Jones definitely ruined those two.
I tell you, and you're right. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys' success have always been with the coaching. Mm-hmm. And Jerry Jones is a very involved GM that needs to get the hell out of the way. I mean, he'll be that way till he goes away, but it's just frustrating to watch because no matter who goes there, they focus on Jerry Jones more than they do Taylor Swift, which is amazing. Barasco Redskins, Charlotte, Washington. Jay Daniels and the Commanders, says Patrick Hughes. Joshua Williams, also Washington. Paulette, Washington. Adam says, oops, I mean Commanders. We know what you meant, Adam. Mr. Green says Washington. As much as I hate to say, the Cowboys season is over.
He's a Cowboys fan.
That's all right. That's right. Tommy Boy reference, guys. Oh, yeah. Tommy Cutlets. I think he was signed by the Giants, so Daniel Jones' job is in trouble, even though he just signed that big contract. All right, Jarrod. Let's keep moving.
Swank said Washington.
There you go. 9-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Who'd they lose to? That's crazy. Going to Carolina, who are at 3-7. As much as an upset would be nice, I can't see that happen. I'm going KC.
When's the last time Mahomes lost 2 in a row? KC.
There we go.
Swank said KC as well.
Divisional matchup again. Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Texans just came off a victory. They're 7-4. Tennessee 2-8. Tennessee's one of those teams I don't think can get it together. I like Levis, but he's got a ways to go. Houston Texans at home for me.
Swank said Houston. I think people are starting to figure out that young quarterback over there in Houston. So I'm going to say Tennessee's going to beat them.
Oh, okay. All right, Jim. All right, let's move on to the 4:00 football games. There are 3 of them. Denver at 6-5, traveling to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. They're 2-8. I did not expect them to be that bad this year, but here we are. Denver's got it. Their defense is really, really good, and Bo Nix is coming into his own as a quarterback. They're going to make a little bit of a run. Obviously, I don't see Casey losing too many more games, so Denver will be a wild card game for sure this year. I got them winning.
Yep, I have Denver's hot right now. I have Denver winning. Swank has Denver winning. If the Bills can pull it together and win a couple games here, the last week is Kansas City versus Denver. So if Denver wins, they'll make a playoff spot, but that'll give the Bills the advantage over KC for that number 1 spot.
Oh yeah, love the divisional games at the end of the year. Did I ever say that?
Yeah.
Joshua Williams, Denver. Charlotte Williams. What's up, Robbie from 716 Sports Splitter? Hey, Scott and Jerry. What's up, buddy? Corey Blaine, Denver. John Johns, the Bronx. Alan Lartz, Denver Broncos. Paulette Brown, the Broncos. And Adam Barasco reminds us it's almost overtime. Almost there. Next game. If you're going to watch a game, watch this one. The San Francisco 49ers at 5-5 versus Green Bay at 7-3. I'll make it quick. Jordan Love is on fire. They're playing at home. It's getting cold. Let's go Green Bay.
Swank has Green Bay as well. I have San Francisco.
And like I said, we play these guys the next week, so it'll be a fun game to definitely watch. And do your own little scouting report, and we'll talk about it.
Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
OT.
Well, the points don't matter. And what was that? Whose line is it anyways? Remember this skit? Whose line anyways? Well, the points don't matter and something.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't remember.
I don't remember that far back. Alan Lartz got Packers. Adam Barasco's 49ers are beat up. I mean, it would be nice. We are going to that game to have 49ers win and have them on an upbeat. But I don't see that happening. Paulette Brown agrees with me. Green Bay Packers. The 6-4 Arizona Cardinals versus the 5-5 Seattle Seahawks. This is the division game, and this is a big one. I'm going Seattle.
Swank went Arizona. I'm going to go with Arizona as well because one of our good friends, Mark Maddox, played for him, so I'm going to go for him for the Cardinals.
There you go. Looks like I'm gaining a spot there. 716 says Arizona. Good job, Robbie. Charla says Cardinals. Okay, you guys are going against me. I'm not liking it, but I have to accept it. Whose line is it anyways? Yes, Corey Blaine. Do you remember what they said, though? It was Drew Carey, where the points don't matter, but there was another thing that went with it. Corey Blaine says Cardinals. Okay, guys. This will be a fun one. I think the overrated Philadelphia Eagles at 8-2 are traveling to the Rams at 5-5. Rams are one of those teams, Jarrod. They got Stafford, they got Puka Nacua, they've got the talent on offense, and their defense is not that bad, but they're 5-5. I think this is a game where there's a little bit of there's always that team that's in the middle of the road that starts making their move towards a playoff push. This is it for the Rams. I'm going Rams on this one. Upset.
Swank has Philly. I have Philly.
Man, I'm getting some movement on this one. Where the points don't matter, and then we would make a joke about one of the guys. Gotcha.
Yep.
Joshua Williams says Rams. Adam Barasco, Eagles. Charla, Rams. This will actually be a really fun game to watch. And this is an 8:20, so this is the late night game.
Yes.
There you go. Paulette says Rams. Corey says Philly. Chief says Chiefs. Oh, you poor thing. From YouTube. Welcome. Hey, man. You lost to the Bills, but you're still freaking 10-1, 9-1, whatever it is.
Yeah, let's know about that. I mean, what's your take on being 10-1? I know a lot of Chiefs fans are upset, but it's hard to go undefeated. What's your take on being 10-1, Chief?
See you in the playoffs. Exactly. I'm not gonna skip out on. I mean, the playoffs. Every Chiefs fan, every fan that's not a Buffalo Bills fan is going to tell you they can't beat them in the playoffs. So, and you're right. That's where it should be. That's where the games count. But I mean,
We got you now.
we got you
Correct.
now. That's
Yep.
just the way it is. I'm not mad. Okay, whatever. You can denial is the first step. So
He's not mad that they're 10-1 or 9-1.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so he's good.
We'll be healthy soon. Every team is hurt. You ain't kidding.
Yeah, we're about to get Milano back, Spencer Brown back. We're about to get a lot of players back too. So
I think he's open for Pacheco, the little hamster there.
yeah,
I mean he's a hard runner, but
Scary.
he's one of those players that pissed me off.
Yeah.
When three guys tackle you and they're on top of you, let them pile off instead of you being that guy that wants to get up and hurry up. And he's just I hate thug players like that. I remember Adelman was like that. There's a handful of players that do that. You're told in little league football, when there's a pile, the top piles off first or rolls off. Stop being that guy who's trying to jump up and be a pain in the ass about it. We'll be healthy soon. Every team is hurt. Yeah, we saw that. I hate Pacheco. Yep, that's one of the reasons why I dislike him. I don't know how he is as a person, but he's one of those annoying football players to me. Last game. Baltimore versus Chargers. So we've mentioned in the same division about teams that are overrated, teams that are a little – I mean, I know Baltimore beat us, but I don't think that was true a visual of what the Buffalo Bills are about. And obviously they had that long run right off the bat to set the tone. At 7-4, they're traveling to the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a good football team. I think they're well coached as well. I'm giving the Chargers the win with this one, Jarrod.
Yeah, so Swank. I got Baltimore winning. I don't see them losing 2 in a row.
There you go. Joshua Williams says the Chargers by 7. Robbie, Chargers. Corey Blaine, Chargers. Doug Augie says, like people standing up when the plane lands. Yeah, right. Sit down, Pacheco. Barasco, Chargers. Patrick Hughes, Ravens. They freed Henry this week. Yep. Baltimore, Charlotte, Chargers. Well, is that all of them, Jarrod? You got them all knocked down? I think you do.
Yep.
Very good. Guys, you guys kicked ass in the comments. We have almost 900 watching live, which is pretty freaking awesome. The tracker below, guys, join us Sunday. We're having a special K-Gun report. It's going to be our 200th episode. You're going to see our mugs at Swank's new studio. We'll be performing live for that 200th show. We might have something a little special for y'all. You guys tuning in and leaving comments. I can tell you we're aiming for some merchandise, some autographed merch to get you guys, and you guys know how it goes. If you leave a comment during the show, you get entered in, all that good stuff. We want to treat you guys because we do this show because of you. We've built a family, and we gain like 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 you guys like every week, and we love every minute of it. So with that being said, we'll see you Sunday. Jarrod, we do final thoughts at the end of every show. I'm going to give the mic to you and give me your final thought, bro.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the show, sports are a wonderful thing. A season is a season. It's separate from the last season. I love the fact that fans like to visit their history with the Super Bowl wins and wins. I think it's great. That's what they're there for. But this season is this season. Don't be bullied by other teams' fans because you beat their team this week. We beat them this week. Our Bills are doing great right now. They're 9-2. The window closed on them last year, apparently, but 9-2 doesn't look like a window's closed at all. So keep rooting for the Buffalo Bills. Have faith. Stand behind them. And any confrontation that you have, we won this past week. We're 9-2. We're in front of the AFC East division. We are in control of everything right now. We'll get a bye week. We're going to come back against the San Francisco 49ers with a healthier team. It's always fun to play a NFC team because you never know what you're going to get because they don't see each other often. So be prepared for that. It might be a little off, but just keep rooting them. I can't wait to come back Sunday, 12 o'clock, to talk football with everybody. And yes, I think we're looking for a giveaway to give away. I think it's gonna be one of those things.
Give it away now.
Yeah, you leave a comment and you'll be entered on that Wheel of Destiny. We're also looking for maybe a couple people calling in. They have been on the show before, so
we'll see.
That's what we're hoping for. All right, guys. I can't wait to see you this Sunday coming up. We might be starting to post some things about teams you should be rooting for, just to make it easier for the Bills to get to the playoffs. Obviously, AFC East the way to go. But I can't wait to get back to you guys Sunday. Go Bills. Be good this week. Go Bills.
I just noticed you changed your name to Pick'em Leader. There you go. You figured out. You're not very technologically savvy, so I'm surprised you even got that there, brother. Good job.
That's my extent of shit talking right there.
So yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. 200th episode. It's gonna be a pretty special day. We're all gonna be together. I'm gonna bring stuff for old fashions. We're gonna chug a beer, and like you said, we're gonna try to hook you guys up with something special. And it's fitting. It's fitting that it's all coming within the same week of Thanksgiving. Jarrod and we go to our moms. We go to mom and dad's on Thanksgiving as a family. All our kids are together with a couple cousins, and we have a great time. And it's just a reminder after this week, seeing what Cooper said about the team and what we obviously see on the sidelines when the music's playing. It is one big family, and Thanksgiving is a time to remember that people do love you. Thanksgiving is, you got to remember what you're thankful for. People are shit on all the time. People are dealt a bad hand. But if you can get together with people that love you, share the common goals, talk to each other. Doesn't matter how this past election went. Doesn't matter what team you play for, what teams you root for. Enjoy each other's company. Take advantage of it, because it's taken for granted in a lot of situations, and a lot of people don't have that. So if you do, enjoy every minute of it. And obviously, we don't have a K-Gun report this Tuesday because of a Thanksgiving. And family first. And we can't wait to see you guys on Sunday. And then obviously we'll have we're trying to work out, see what maybe happen next Sunday for the 49er game. Jarrod, maybe you and RT can run Sunday sessions.
We'll see.
Who knows? But looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday, 12 o'clock p.m. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, cheers and go Bills.
Go Bills.
See, now I got to find these buttons, Jarrod, because they're all over the place. But when I say go Bills, I mean go Bills. Here we go. Boom.